welcome to Inspiration Today. I'm Barbara Cirillo.
And I'm David Cirillo, and we're so excited that you've joined us because all this week we have a very special friend with us all the way from the Bahamas, Pastor Dr. Myles Munroe. Myles, we're so excited that you're here.
Thank you. It's good to be back as usual. And I'm so excited for Barbara here. Barbara opened that show so well.
We're going to give her a hard time, aren't we?
And she is so good at this, you know. She's a natural, actually.
Oh, no.
And her potential is coming out every
single
day.
she has her own program with our daughter Becky
so I understand.
called Everyday Woman.
And it's doing well.
It's doing very, very well.
I encourage
and
every
that's
woman to
because
tune in.
In that program she has an opportunity to talk, whereas here I hog the program. Don't let her get two words in edgewise.
You get two preachers together, it's difficult to get a word in.
Oh, listen to that. It's a joy.
Well, if you've ever wondered, why am I here? What's my purpose in life? Is there a reason for living? Where am I going? How am I going to get there? Those words focus around questions like, what's my purpose?
Yes.
What's the vision that God's given to me? What's the destiny for my life? How do I find it? How do I achieve it? And that's one reason, Myles, I really felt led this week. God's been dealing with me and Barbara for the last couple of months on the subject of destiny.
Yes.
That He has a destiny for our lives, for our ministry. We're not here by accident. You're not here by accident. God has a plan and a purpose for your life. And the more we started talking about destiny amongst ourselves, we said, you know, we've got to ask Myles if he won't please come up here, because you've made a whole life study about purpose and fulfillment and vision and destiny. So yesterday we just got to scratch the surface a little bit on your book about the pursuit of purpose.
Yes.
Discovering the key to personal fulfillment. That is so true, because if you don't know why you're here, and you don't
life
know,
has no meaning.
What is the point?
Yeah.
What is the point?
You know, we ended the program yesterday introducing the idea that the wealthiest spot on earth is the cemetery.
Yeah. That's very sobering.
And I think that there are people watching this program right now who are candidates to add to the wealth of the cemetery, because the cemetery is more wealthier than the oil fields of Iran, Iraq, and Kuwait. It's more wealthier than the diamond mines of South Africa.
Take just a minute.
The cemetery.
Somebody may not have tuned in yesterday.
That's
this is such an important point.
It's very
Myles.
important. The wealthiest spot on earth is not the gold mines of South America. It's not the uranium mines of the Soviet Union or the Baltic states where they were. But the wealthiest spot on earth is the graveyard, because buried in the graveyard are books that were never written. We talked about that yesterday. The graveyard is filled with magazines that were never published. The graveyard is filled with great businesses that never opened, ministries that never got started, because people took their wealth to the cemetery. They took their dream, they took their visions, they took their purpose to the graveyard. The graveyard is packed with awesome treasure, and that treasure is called potential. Potential, Dave and Barbara, is defined as untapped power, hidden strength, unused ability. Potential is unused success. Potential is dormant power. Potential is who you are, but no one knows it yet.
That's good.
Your potential is what you can do, but you haven't done it yet. Potential is how far you can go, but you haven't gone yet. As a matter of fact, I discovered something potential that changed my life when I was 14 years old. And that is, the minute you've done something, it ceases to be your potential. Because potential is never what you've done. It's always what you could do, but you haven't done yet. And that's what the graveyard gets. It gets what you haven't done yet. And God doesn't want you to die with none of the treasure in you. He wants you to die empty. And that's what I'm hoping that these programs are going to motivate people to do.
Pour yourself out.
To pour yourself out.
To find that destiny and to fulfill it.
Do you know, we are not supposed to really die old. We are supposed to die finished. Jesus Christ was 33 and a half years old. He wasn't an old man.
No.
And yet he lived a full life, a complete life, and finished his purpose.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, he never says on the cross, I am finished. Because we never finish. We're spirits.
Right.
He says, it is finished.
It's finished.
That means you and I, watching this program today, you came to this planet with an it, with an assignment, with a purpose, with with a destiny, and you came to this planet, whether you know it or not, to deliver that assignment to your generation. You were born to die finished. The graveyard should never get a dream that you were born to deliver to your generation. And that cemetery is filled with what I call potential. Now, potential is the you that nobody knows yet. Potential is the accomplishment that you are yet to achieve. So when you do something, it ceases to be your potential. This is why God is never interested in what you've done. I want to repeat this because I think people don't understand this. God is not interested in what you've done. Why? Because you've done it. It's no longer potential. He's always interested in what you could do, but you haven't done yet. And that's why I always tell people that the greatest enemy of your progress is your last success.
Wow.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Nothing, Dave, can stop you from progressing more than being impressed with your last success. Some people are so proud of what they've done, they stop doing what they could do because they camp around what they've done.
That's true in ministry, too.
Absolutely.
That's absolutely true.
This ministry, INSP, what you've done is no longer exciting to God. As a matter of fact, much of what you're proud of, God's ashamed of. Because God knows that you ain't seen nothing yet. That's why you should never be so impressed by your past accomplishments that you stop releasing what's left on the inside of you. This is why you got to be cautious when people start giving you accolades, when they start giving you awards and trophies, because they can actually give you a false sense of success. I'm afraid of trophies. I'm afraid of awards because that's a person's measurement of their impression of what you've done. But God is never impressed by what you've done. He's always going after what's left on the inside because he knows what he put inside of you. That's why he's called the God of faith. Faith is the substance of things, not what you've done, but what you hope to do. And it's the evidence of things, not what people can see, but that are yet not seen. And without faith, it is impossible to please your manufacturer, God. So God is saying to you, yes, what you've done is fine, but wait till they see what you have left. That's why we need to never be trapped by our past success and forfeit our future delivery of our true potential and purpose. And therefore, potential is never what you've done. It's always what you could do and you haven't done yet. Now, let me say something about potential. The concept of potential, and I talk about it in this book, and this is one of our best-selling books. It's a brand new edition, just came out, and I deal with understanding your potential in this book because the concept of potential is the essence of God himself.
Okay,
Let me give an example.
Explain that.
God is not only a God of potential, but he himself is potential. There are two words that you need to remember that are important. The first word is omni, O-M-N-I. The word omni or omni, it means all or everything. It actually means always all. Omni. Then the other word is potent, P-O-T-E-N-T. Potent means power, ability, strength, might. When you take omni, which is all, and you add the word potent to it, you come up with a new word, omnipotent. We pronounce it omnipotent. This word is only ascribed to God. It actually means all potential. So God himself is the principle of potential. He is omnipotent. He is always full of unseen ability. He is omnipotent. Isn't that beautiful?
That is powerful.
Here's a thought that blew my mind when I was studying this years ago. God said to me, if you met me before anything was, and you met me standing on nothing by the corner of nowhere, and you shook my hands, you'd be shaking hands with everything, but you wouldn't have known it. Because everything that is, was in God. Matter of fact, I found a verse in the Bible that no one has ever read. It's Genesis chapter 1, verse 0. See, you normally read Genesis 1, verse 1. In the beginning, God. But there's a verse